Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to today's reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 22, verse number 66. We shall continue reading from Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langete Girim Yat Kripatamham Vande Shri Gurum Din Tarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. So we've been reading chapter Process of Devotional Service. Verse 66. Shastra yuktau cha nipunaha sarvatha drida nishchayaha praudha shraddho adhikari yaha sa bhaktav uttamo mataha. One who is expert in logic and in understanding the revealed scriptures and who always has firm conviction and deep faith that is not blind is to be considered a topmost devotee in devotional service. Purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. This verse appears in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1.2.17 by Srila Rupa Goswami. Verse number 67. Shastra yukti nahi jane dridha shraddhavan madhyamadikari se mahan bhagyavan. One who is not very expert in argument and logic based on the revealed scriptures but who has firm faith is considered a second-class devotee. He also must be considered most fortunate. Verse number 68. Yaha shastradishva anipunaha shraddhavan satu madhyamaha. He who does not know scriptural argument may very well, but who has firm faith is called an intermediate or second-class devotee. Purport: this verse appears in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1.2.18. And the previous verse, it was said that one who is not well versed in the philosophical knowledge is supposed to be fortunate. So the meanings will be revealed to us soon. Verse number 69. Yahar komal shraddha se kanishtha jana krame krame tenho bhakta hai haiba uttama. One whose faith is soft and pliable is called a neophyte, but by gradually following the process, he will rise to the platform of a first-class devotee. Verse 70. Yo bhavet komal shraddha sa kanishto nigdate. One whose faith is not very strong, who is just beginning, should be considered a neophyte devotee. Purport: this verse also appears in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1.2.19. Verse 71. Rati prema taratamya bhakta taratama ekadash skandhe tar karyache lakshana. A devotee is considered superlative or superior according to his attachment and love. In the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the following symptoms have been given. Purport: Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur has stated that if one has developed faith in Krishna consciousness, he is said to be considered an eligible candidate for further advancement in Krishna consciousness. Those who have faith are divided into three categories: Uttam, Madhyam and Kanishta, first class, second class and neophyte. A first class devotee has firm conviction in the revealed scriptures and is expert in arguing according to the Shastra. He is firmly convinced of the science of Krishna consciousness. The Madhyamadikari or second class devotee has firm conviction in Krishna consciousness, but he cannot support his conviction by citing Shastric references. The neophyte devotee does not yet have firm faith, so in this way the devotees are typed. The standard of devotion is also categorized in the same way. A neophyte believes that only love of Krishna or Krishna consciousness is very good, but he may not know the basis of pure Krishna consciousness or how one can become a perfect devotee. Sometimes in the heart of a neophyte there is attraction for karma, jnana or yoga. When he is free and transcendental to mixed devotional activity, he becomes a second-class devotee. When he becomes expert in logic and can refer to the Shastras, he becomes a first-class devotee. The devotees are also described as positive, comparative and superlative in terms of their love and attachment for Krishna. It should be understood that a Madhyamadikari, a second-class devotee, is fully convinced of Krishna consciousness but cannot support his convictions with Shastric reference. A neophyte may fall down by associating with non-devotees because he is not firmly convinced and strongly situated. A second-class devotee, even though he cannot support his position with Shastric reference, can gradually become a first-class devotee by studying the Shastras and associating with a first-class devotee. However, if the second-class devotee does not advance himself by associating with a first-class devotee, he makes no progress. There is no possibility that a first-class devotee will fall down, even though he may mix with non-devotees to preach. Conviction and faith gradually increase to make one an Uttamadhikari or a first-class devotee. Verse 72. Sarvabhuteshu yah pashyed bhagavad bhavan atmanah bhutani bhagavati atmani esha bhagavato uttamaha. A person advanced in devotional service sees within everything the soul of the souls, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Consequently, he always sees the form of Supreme Personality of Godhead as the cause of all causes and understands that all things are situated in him. Purport: this quotation is from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.45. Verse 73. Ishvare tad adhineshu balisheshu Tvishatsu cha prema maitri kripo apeksha yah karoti sa madhyamaha. An intermediate second-class devotee shows love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is friendly to all devotees, and is very merciful to neophytes and ignorant people. The intermediate devotee neglects those who are envious of devotional service. Purport: this is also a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.46. This statement was made by the great sage Narad while he was speaking to Vasudeva about devotional service. This subject was originally discussed between Nimi, the king of Videha, and 9 Yogendras, or the Nav-Yogendras, as it is said in Hindi. Verse 74. Archayam eva haraye pujam yah shraddhayete na tad bhakteshu chanyeshu sa bhaktah prakritah smritah. A prakrit bhakt or materialistic devotee does not purposefully study the Shastra and try to understand the actual standard of pure devotional service. Consequently, he does not show proper respect to advanced devotees. He may, however, follow the regulative principles learned from his spiritual master or from his family who worships the deity. He is said to be considered on the material platform, although he is trying to advance in devotional service. Such a person is Bhakta Praya, or a neophyte devotee, or Bhakta Bhasa, for he is little enlightened by Vaishnava philosophy. Purport: this verse is also from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.47. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that one who is full of love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead and who maintains a good friendship with the Lord's devotees is always callous to those who envy Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Such a person is to be considered an intermediate devotee. He becomes a first-class devotee when, in the course of advancing in devotional service, he feels an intimate relationship with all living entities, seeing them as part and parcel of the Supreme Person. Verse 75. Sarv Maha Guna Gana Vaishnav Sharire Krishna Bhakte Krishnera Guna Sakali Sanchare. A Vaishnav is one who has developed all good transcendental qualities. All the good qualities of Krishna gradually develop in Krishna's devotee. Moving to verse number 76. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarver gunes tatra samaste suraha harav abhaktasya kuto mahad guna mano rathenasti dhavato bahih asati. In one who has unflinching devotional faith in Krishna, all the good qualities of Krishna and the demigods are consistently manifest. However, he who has no devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead has no good qualification because he is engaged by mental concoction in material existence, which is the external feature of the Lord. Purport: this was spoken by Prahlad Maharaj and his followers who were offering prayers to Nrsimhadev. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 18th chapter, verse number 12. Verse 77. Say Sabha Guna Haya Vaishnav Lakshana Sabha Kaha Na Yaya Kari Digdarshana. All these transcendental qualities are the characteristics of pure Vaishnavas, and they cannot be fully explained, but I shall try to point out some of the important qualities. Verse number 78 to 80, they have been given together. Kripalu Akrita Droha Satya Sar Sama Nidosha Vadanya Mridu Shuchi Akinchana Sarvapakara Shanta Krishnaika Sharana Akama Aniha Sthira Vijita Shadguna Mitbhuk Apramat Manada Amani Gambhira Karuna Maitra Kavi Daksha Mauni. Translation. Devotees are always merciful, humble, truthful, equal to all, faultless, magnanimous, mild and clean. They are without material possessions and they perform welfare work for everyone. They are peaceful, surrendered to Krishna and desireless. They are indifferent to material acquisitions and are fixed to devotional service. They completely control the 6 bad qualities, lust, anger, greed, and so forth. They eat only as much as required and they are not inebriated. They are respectful, grave, compassionate, and without false prestige. They are friendly, poetic, expert, and silent. Verse 81. Titikshavah karunikaha suridah sarvadehinam ajat shatvaraha shatravaha shantaha sadhavaha sadhu bhushnaha. Devotees are always tolerant, forbearing, and very merciful. They are the well-wishers of every living entity. They follow the scriptural injunctions, and because they have no enemies, they are very peaceful. These are the decorations of devotees. So how beautiful the meaning of this verse is. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, verse 21, chapter 25. When the sages headed by Shaunak inquired about Kapil Dev, the incarnation of Godhead, Sutta Goswami, who was the topmost devotee of the Lord, quoted talks about self-realization between Vidura and Maitreya, a friend of Vyasadeva's. Therefore, these talks, the topic of Lord Kapila had come up, and at that time Maitreya had repeated Kapil Dev's discussions with his mother. We all know that great mother, Mother Devahuti, wherein the Lord states the attachment to material things is the cause of conditioned life. When a person becomes attached to transcendental things, he is on the path of liberation. Verse 82. Mahat sevam dvaram ahur vimuktes tamo dvaram yoshitam sangi sangam mahantas te sama chittaha prashanta vimanyavaha suridaha sadhavo ye. It is the verdict of all Shastras and great personalities that service to a pure devotee is the path of liberation. By contrast, association with materialistic people who are attached to material enjoyment and women is the path of darkness. Those who are actually devotees are broad-minded, equal to everyone and peaceful. They never become angry and they are friendly to all living entities. Purport is this verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.2. Verse 83. Krishna Bhakti Janma Moola Haya Sadhu Sangha Krishna Prema Janme Tenho Punaha Mukhya Anka. The root cause of devotional service to Lord Krishna is association with advanced devotees. Even when one's dormant love for Krishna awakens, association with devotees is all still most essential. Verse 84. Bhava pavargo brahmato yata bhavej janasya tarhi achyuta sat samagamaha sat sangamo yarhi tadaiva sat gatau paravareshe tvai jayate ratih. O my Lord, O infallible Supreme Person, when a person wandering throughout the universes becomes eligible for liberation from material existence, he gets an opportunity to associate with devotees. When he associates with devotees, his attraction for you is awakened. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the highest goal of the topmost devotees, and the Lord of the universe. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, verses 51 to 53. Verse 85. Ata atyantikam kshemam prichhamo bhavato anagaha samsare asmin kshanarado api satsangaha sevadhir niranam. O devotees, O you who are free from all sins, let me inquire from you about that which is supremely auspicious for all living entities. Association with pure devotees for even half a moment in this material world is the greatest treasure for human society. Purport: this is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.30. Verse 86. Satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti hrit karana rasya annaha katha taja joshanad ashvas apavarga vartamani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishati. The spiritually powerful message of Godhead can be properly discussed only in a society of devotees, and it is greatly pleasing to hear in that association. If one hears from devotees, the way of transcendental experience quickly opens, and gradually one attains firm faith that in due course develops into attraction for and devotion. Purport: this is quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.25.25. For an explanation, see Adi Lila 1.60. Verse 87. Asat Sanga Tyaga E Vaishnav Achar Stri Sangi Ek Asadhu Krishna Bhakt Ar. A Vaishnav should always avoid the association of ordinary people. Common people are very much materially attached, especially to women. Vaishnavas should also avoid the company of those who are not devotees of Lord Krishna. Verses 88 to 90. Satyam Shocham Daya Monam Buddhir Hri Shrir Yashaha Kshama Samodamo Bhagas Cheti Yat Sangad Yati Sankshayam Teshva Ashanteshu Mudheshu Kanditatmasva Asadhushu Sangam Na Kuryach Choyeshu Yoshit Krida Vrigeshu Cha Na Tathasya Bhaven Moho Bandhascha Chanya Prasangataha Yoshit Sangad Yatha Pumso Yatha Tatsangi Sangataha. By association with worldly people, one becomes devoid of truthfulness, cleanliness, mercy, gravity, spiritual intelligence, shyness, austerity, fame, forgiveness, control of the mind, control of the senses, fortune, and all opportunities. One should not at any time associate with a coarse fool who is bereft of the knowledge of this self-realization and who is no more than a toy animal in the hands of a woman. The illusion and bondage that accrue to a man from attachment to any other object are not as complete as they resulting from association with a woman or with men too much attached to women. Purport: these verses quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.31.33 to 35 were spoken by Kapildev, an incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead, to his mother. Herein Kapildev discusses pious and impious activities and the symptoms of those who are devoid of devotional service to Krishna. Generally, people do not know about the miserable conditions within the womb of a mother or any species of life. Due to bad association, one gradually falls into lower species. Association with women is greatly stressed in this regard. When one becomes attached to women or to those who are attached to women, one falls down into the lower species. Purushaha prakriti stho hi bhunkte prakriti jan gunan karanam gunasango asya sad asad yoni janmasu. The living entity in material world, nature rather, thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus he meets with good and evil among various species. This is from Bhagavad-Gita chapter 13 verse 22. According to Vedic civilization, one's association with women should be very much restricted. In spiritual life, there are four ashrams: brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. The brahmachari, vanaprastha, and sannyasis are completely forbidden to associate with women. Only grihasthas are allowed to associate with women under certain very much restricted conditions. That is, one associates with women to propagate nice children. other reasons for association are condemned. Verse 91, Varam huta vahajwala panjarantar vyavasthitah tihi na shauri chinta vimukha jana samvas vaishasam. Vaishasam is the calamity. It is better to accept the miseries of being encaged within bars and surrounded by burning flames than to associate with those bereft of Krishna consciousness. Such association is very great hardship. Purport: this is a quotation from Katyayana Samhita. Verse 92, Ma drakshih krishna punyan kvajid api bhagvat bhakti hinam manushyan. One should not even see those who are bereft of devotional service in Krishna consciousness and who are therefore devoid of pious activities. Verse 93, Eta sabha chadi ara varnashram dharma akinchana hena laya krishnaika sharana. Without hesitation, one should take exclusive shelter of Lord Krishna and with full confidence, giving up bad association and even neglecting the regulative principles of the 4 Varanas and 4 ashrams. That is to say, one should abandon all material attachment. Verse 94, Sarva dharman paritejya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishami mashucha. After giving up all kinds of religion and occupational duties, if you come to me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and take shelter, I shall give you protection from all of life's sinful reactions. Do not worry. Purport: this quotation is from Bhagavad-Gita 18.66, spoken by Lord Krishna. For an explanation, refer to Madhya Lila 8.63. Verse 95, Bhakta Vatsalah Kritagya Samartha Vadanya Hena Krishna Chadi Pandita Nahi Bhaje Anya. Lord Krishna is very kind to his devotees. He is always very grateful and magnanimous, and he possesses all abilities. A learned man does not give up Krishna to worship anyone else. Purport: an intelligent person gives up the company of those who are attached to women and bereft of Krishna consciousness. One should be free from all kinds of material attachments and should take full shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna. Krishna is very kind to his devotees. He is always grateful and he never forgets the service of a devotee. He is also completely opulent and all-powerful. Why then one should take shelter of a demigod and leave Lord Krishna's shelter? If one worships the demigod and leaves Krishna, he must be considered the lowest fool. Verse 96, Kaha panditas tvad aparam sharanam samiyad bhakta priyad rita giraha suridah krita janat sarvan dadati surido bhajato abhikamanam atmanam api upachya pachyau nayasya. My dear Lord, you are very affectionate to your devotees. You are also truthful and grateful friend. Where is that learned man who would give you up and surrender to someone else? You fulfill all the desires of your devotees, so much so that you even give up yourself to them. Still, you neither increase nor decrease by such activity. Purport: this verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.48.26. Verse 97, Vichna janera haya yadi Krishna guna jnana anya tyaji bhaje tate udhava pravana. Whenever an experienced person develops real knowledge of Krishna and his transcendental qualities, he naturally gives up all the engagements and renders service to Krishna. Uddhava gives evidence concerning this. Verse 98, Aho baki yam stana kala kutam jigham sya payad yad api asadhavi lebhe gatim dhatri uchitam tato anyam kam va dayalum sharanam brajema. Oh, how wonderful it is! Putana, the sister of Bakasur, wanted to kill Krishna by smearing deadly poison on her breast and having Krishna take it. Nonetheless, Lord Krishna accepted her as mother, and thus she attained the destination befitting Krishna's mother. Of whom should I take shelter but Krishna, who is most merciful? Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 3.2.23. Verse 99. Sharangatera akinchanera eka irakshana taramathe praveshyaye atma samparna. There are two kinds of devotees, those who are fully satiated and free from all material desires and those who are fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord. Their qualities are one and the same, but those who are fully surrendered to lotus feet are qualified with another transcendental qualities, the Atma Samarpana, full surrender. So the two kinds of devotees, those who are fully satiated and free from all material desires, and those who are fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord. The qualities are one and the same, but those who are fully surrendered to Krishna's lotus feet are qualified with another transcendental quality, the Atma Samarpan, or the full surrender without reservation. Verse 100. Anukulyasya sankalpah pratikulasya varjanam rakshishyati vishvaso गोप्त्री त्वे वरणम तथा आत्मनिक्षेप कार्पण्ये षड्विधा शरणागति. The six divisions of surrender are the acceptance of those things favorable to devotional service, the rejection of unfavorable things, the conviction that Krishna will give protection, the acceptance of the Lord as one's guardian or master, full selfish surrender and humility. Purport: one who is fully surrendered to Lord is qualified with the six following qualities. The devotee has to accept everything that is favorable to the rendering of the transcendental service of Lord, loving service of the Lord. Second, he must reject everything unfavorable to the loving service of the Lord. This is called renunciation. A devoteful So where was I? A devotee must be firmly convinced that Krishna will give him protection. No one else can give him any protection. And being firmly convinced of this is called faith. The kind of faith is different from the faith an impersonalist who wants to merge into Brahman effulgence in order to benefit by cessation of repeated birth and death. A devotee wants to remain always in Lord's service. In this way, Krishna is merciful to his devotee and gives him all protection from the dangers found on the path of devotional service. Fourth, the devotee should accept Krishna as his supreme maintainer and master. He should not think that he is being protected by a demigod. He should also depend on Krishna, considering him the only protector. The devotee must be firmly convinced that within the three worlds he has no protector or maintainer other than Krishna. Fifth, self-surrender means remembering that one's activities and desires are not independent. The devotee is completely dependent on Krishna and he himself, and he acts think Krishna as desires. For the devotee is meek and humble. This is the sixth quality. Lord Krishna states in Bhagavad-Gita 15.15, Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto mattah smritir jnanam apohanam cha vedeshch sarver aham eva vedyo vedantakrit vedvid eva chaham. I'm seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedanta. I am also the knower of all the Vedas. Situated in everyone's heart, Krishna deals differently according to living entities. Position is to be considered protection under Krishna's personal protection. When a living entity is fully surrendered to, he is under the direct protection of Krishna, and Krishna gives him the intelligence by which he can advance in spiritual life. So Krishna gives him direct protection by which he can advance in spiritual realization. a living entity's position is to be considered under the protection of the illusory energy or under Krishna's personal protection. The non-devotee, however, being under the protection of the illusory energy, increasingly forgets his relationship with Krishna. Sometimes it is asked how Krishna causes one to forget. Krishna personally causes his devotee to forget material activities, and through the agency of Maya, Krishna causes the non-devotee to forget his devotional service to the Lord. This is called apohana. I'll repeat. The non-devotee, being under the protection of the illusory energy, increasingly forgets his relationship with Krishna. Sometimes it is asked how Krishna causes one to forget. Krishna personally causes his devotee to forget material activities, and through the agency of the Maya, Krishna causes the non-devotee to forget his devotional service to the Lord. This is called apohana. Verse 102. So we will continue reading from verse 101 onwards next time. Thank you for joining. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. And I'll try to be more regular in the readings due to some issues. I couldn't continue it regularly. So please keep me in your prayers that I can carry on the readings and serve you all. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna.